Hello, welcome to the Voice of Police channel. This is me, your host for today, Onome Agbaje, and today we want to dive into a brief history of the Nigerian police force. How did it start in Nigeria? What year? And how are they progressing? So stay tuned with me as we dive into this brief history. The Nigerian police force traces its origin to 1820 when the British colonial administration established a modest law enforcement presence in Lagos to protect British interests. By 1879, a more organized paramilitary force called the Hausa Constabulary was formed. This early unit would evolve over time as the need for a formalized police force grew, particularly within the establishment of protectorates and the merging of the northern and southern regions of Nigeria. In 1930, the modern Nigerian police force was formally established with its headquarters in Lagos. It is important to know that the Nigerian police force began with a 30-member consular guard formed in Lagos Colony in 1861. In 1879, a 1,200-member armed paramilitary Hausa Constabulary was formed. In 1896, the Lagos Police was established. A similar force, the Niger Coast Constabulary, was formed in Calabar in 1894 under the newly proclaimed Niger Coast Protectorate. Likewise, in the north, the Royal Niger Company set up the Royal Niger Company Constabulary in 1888 with headquarters at Lokoja. When the protectorates of northern and southern Nigeria were proclaimed in the early 1900s, part of the Royal Niger Company Constabulary became the Northern Nigeria Police, and part of the Niger Coast Constabulary became the Southern Nigerian Police. Northern and Southern Nigeria was amalgamated in 1940, but their police force were not merged until 1930, forming NPF headquarters in Lagos. During the colonial period, most police were associated with local governments, native authorities. In the 1960s, under the First Republic, these forces were first regionalized and then nationalized. At the time of Nigeria's independence in 1960, the Nigerian police force underwent several reforms to transition from colonial police units to a national law enforcement agency. The newly independent country expanded the police force roles to include crime prevention, maintaining public order, and enforcing law across the country. Throughout the 1960s and 1970s, the NPF dealt with a range of challenges, including the aftermath of the Nigerian Civil War and increasing internal security threats. Over the decades, the Nigerian police force has expanded its responsibilities, facing challenges such as armed robbery, political unrest, and insurgencies like Boko Haram in the northeast. Various specialized units have been created to tackle these evolving threats, including the Special Anti-Robbery Squad, SAS, the Intelligent Response Team, IRT, and Anti-Terrorism Unit. However, corruption, underfunding, and human rights abuse have often overshadowed the force effort, leading to public criticism and calls for reforms. In recent years, particularly after the NSAS movement in 2020, there have been significant demands for police reform in Nigeria. Despite its challenges, the NPF remains the country's primary law enforcement body, tasked with maintaining law and order across Nigeria's 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory. Efforts to reform the force and rebuild public trust continue to shape its modern history. And that's it on the brief history of the Nigerian police. I hope we now understand the detail how it began, where it is, and how it's going. And we hope for a better Nigerian police force. Hence, the voice of the police in this channel. Alright, till next time, I'm going to see you in my next episode. My name remains Onome Agbaje. Have a great day. Bye-bye.